All right. Hi, you guys. I'm going to put myself back in here for a second. It's good to see you guys here. Sage is in the house. All right. I want to talk about Shia, or is it Shia? I listened to different broadcasts today, and I think, did they say Shia or did they say Shia? Maybe you guys know. Shia LaBeouf. And I had actually tuned into a newscast with Gail King on a woman who claims that he was abusive to her. But I'm going to get into that in just a second. First of all, I want to share something else with you. And let me go back to here. Hey. All right. Shia. Okay. Yeah, I think the word means God, or God, something of God. I'm going to read it to you for a moment, how he was named. His parents were kind of hippie-ish. It describes, he actually did a movie called Honey Boy that he wrote and direct. And then I'm going to show you a trailer of that. That looks amazing, actually. But it was based on his relationship with his father. And he wrote it while he was in rehab. Okay, and the woman who is making the allegations against him was one of the female lead co-stars in that particular film. Okay, so, but before this, I want to show you, I'm going to stop the share here. I want to show you a video of a song, and maybe you know this. It's Shia LaBeouf Live. And well, you know what? Let's go to the Wikipedia first. And I'll show you that later, because you have to see this video right now. I just think it's trippy. All right, if you haven't seen it, we're gonna watch it right now. All right, share screen, and let me get a mic. Oh, make sure I put the audio on. Yes. Chrome tab. Here we go. And it's by Rob Cantor. All right. And we're going to go full screen. And let me bump it. Nope. Go back.
You're walking in the woods. There's no one around and your phone is dead. Out of the corner of your eye, you spot him. He's following you, about 30 feet back. He gets down on all fours and breaks into a sprint. He's gaining on you.
Shia LaBeouf.
You're looking for your car, but you're all turned around. He's almost upon you now, and you can see there's blood on his face. My God, there's blood everywhere!
Running for your life from Shia LaBeouf. He's brandishing a knife. It's Shia LaBeouf. Lurking in the shadows. Hollywood superstar Shia LaBeouf. Living in the woods. Shia LaBeouf. Killing for sport. Shia LaBeouf. Eating all the bodies. Actual cannibal Shia LaBeouf.
Now it's dark, and you seem to have lost him. But you're hopelessly lost yourself. Stranded with a murderer. You creep silently through the underbrush. Aha! In the distance, a small cottage with a light on. Hope. You move stealthily toward it, but your leg! Ah! It's caught in a bear trap!
Gnawing off your leg.
Quiet, quiet.
Limping to the cottage.
Quiet, quiet.
Now you're on the doorstep. Sitting inside. Shia LaBeouf. Sharpening an axe. Shia LaBeouf. But he doesn't hear you enter. Shia LaBeouf. You're sneaking up behind him. Strangling superstar Shia LaBeouf. Fighting for your life with Shia LaBeouf. Wrestling a knife with Shia LaBeouf. Stab it in his kidney. Safe at last from Shia LaBeouf.
You limp into the dark woods, blood oozing from your stumped leg. You've beaten Shia LaBeouf.
Wait, he isn't dead. Shy surprise, there's a gun to your head and death in his eyes, but you can do jujitsu. With body slam, superstar Shia LaBeouf. Legendary fight with Shia LaBeouf. Normal Tuesday night for Shia LaBeouf. You try to swing an axe at Shia LaBeouf, but blood is draining fast from your stump leg. He's dodging every swipe, he parries to the to the right, you catch him in the neck, you're chopping off his head now. You have just decapitated Shia LaBeouf.
His head topples to the floor, expressionless. You fall to your knees and catch your breath. You're finally safe from Shia LaBeouf.
All right, I thought that was really interesting. I thought it was really interesting. I'm gonna. There's a thing on Wikipedia about it and how the song came about. Yeah, yeah. J Racist. What? WTF? Cannibalism again? Yawn. Yeah, I mean I don't know why they brought in the cannibals thing. Is just weird. Yeah, KB, weird video. Yeah, it's weird. It was written and then it was kind of done. Here, let me read about it to you. It's kind of, I'm going to stop the share again and share something again. Hold on. All right, because I have the Wikipedia ready to share with you guys. All right. There was the song. Okay, let me find where I can do it. Well, let's just read about him, what they say about him, just for a moment. Okay, so in Wikipedia, oh, here it is. It's Rob Cantor's song "See Shia LaBeouf." Is a comedic song by Rob Cantor about actor Shia LaBeouf. The song, which was released in 2012, depicts LaBeouf as an actual cannibal who kills other people for sport. And let me see. Early life, career, beginnings, breakthrough, subsequent career, further performance art, controversies, Labor Day, legal issues. There was a whole thing that I clicked on about it. Maybe it was like I should just click it here, see where it takes you. Yeah, okay. Shia LaBeouf is a comedic song by Rob Cantor about actor Shia LaBeouf. The song, which was released in 2012, depicts LaBeouf as an actual cannibal who kills other people for sport. In 2012 interview with the Washington Post, Cantor explained that he had penned the song in 2011 inspired by his friend Andrew LaRich, who randomly started whispering Shia LaBeouf dramatically. The concept of the cannibal in the woods came from that dramatic whisper. Cantor recorded a demo and posted it to SoundCloud, where it quickly gained popularity. Cantor explained that he wasn't a LaBeouf superfan, and that his main reason for creating the song was that it was more that his name, when whispered really intensely, just made me giggle. In October of 2014, Cantor released a music video for the song entitled Shia LaBeouf. Give me just a second. I realize I have my I don't know if that's causing any extra noise on what I'm doing. I had my heater thing going on. All right. In October 2014, Cantor released a music video for the song entitled Shia LaBeouf Live, featuring a cameo from LaBeouf himself. In 2014 interview with MTV, Cantor explained that he emailed LaBeouf's management on the off chance that he might cameo in the video, and he was pleasantly surprised when they agreed. Filming took place at the Redondo Beach Performing Arts Center and featured new string and choral arrangements by composer Greg Nicolette. The recording features musicians from the Los Angeles area, such as the Gay Men's Chorus of Los Angeles, West Los Angeles Children's Choir, and the Argus Quartet, as well as Tally Hall alum Zubin Zedjai on bass guitar. The video was inspired by the then current incidents in which LaBeouf had behaved strangely in public. And I'm going to show you quite a few videos tonight. So, and I hope you enjoy them actually. See, it looks like a ritual. Okay, that's interesting. I'm going to expand over here. It looks like a ritual. Yeah, I think a lot of things are starting to sort of look like a ritual. I'm noticing that the media really bashes him, and they've shamed him. A lot of celebrities have shamed him. You'll see. And they do these news reports about all these people talking about what he did and blah, 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 blah. Now, there's one thing I failed to look up tonight, and I might research it more. I meant to, God, it was the one thing I didn't thumbnail, but I want to talk about it for a minute because apparently he was on some sort of set, some film that he did where he talked to somebody from intelligence, like the FBI or the CIA or something like that. And they shared something about how they surveil people, which is in fact true. And I think he got in some sort of heat about it. Like they quoted something about him that they knew about him from a long time ago, that they even knew about his information. And I think that was something trippy about that. I don't know if you guys have heard that before, but yeah, another damaged kid. And guess what? He was a Disney kid too. He started out in Disney, and it's actually here in his bio. Okay, so first, I want to start with a video here. All right, I'm going to pause it for just a second while it's getting ready there. Hold on. All right. Okay, so I'm going to stop this share just a second and go to the other video that I want to show you. All right. Tab. Okay, here it is. British singer FKA Twigs alleges abuse by Shia LaBeouf in first TV interview since filing lawsuit. All right.
Songwriter FKA Twigs is speaking out to us in her first TV interview since filing a lawsuit against her former boyfriend, that's actor Shia LaBeouf. She says that their relationship was filled with verbal, emotional, and physical abuse. In December, she filed a civil suit against him, accusing him of sexual battery, assault, and intentional infliction of emotional distress. Shia LaBeouf's lawyer says he denies every allegation in this lawsuit. Twigs told us she wanted to share her story to help others spot early signs of abuse, and most important, to let survivors know they are not alone.
I was always told that, you know, I was special and to look after my heart and to look after the light inside my chest. And when I was with Shia, that light got blown out, and I just didn't think that could happen.
Critically acclaimed singer-songwriter.
All right, I'm going to stop it for a second. Did you see that thing on her eye? All right, let's go back. Let's go back. Okay.
When I was with Shia, that light got blown out, and I just didn't think that could happen.
Critically acclaimed singer-songwriter FKA Twigs
Don't judge me, take care of me.
met Shia LaBeouf in 2018 when she made her acting debut in Honey Boy. It's a film LaBeouf wrote about his own childhood. The two began a troubled romance that lasted just under a year, a relationship that she says had red flags from the very start.
In the beginning, he would come, he would almost like, well, he actually would jump over the fence where I was staying and leave flowers outside my door and poems and books. And I thought it was very romantic, but that quickly changed. You know, I understand now that that's testing your boundaries. Instead of me thinking, oh, you know, that's nice to have flowers outside my door. Now I think that's inappropriate to jump over the fence of where I'm living. That's breaking a boundary, but it didn't stop there.
I don't know. I find Gail King to be like, her expressions are insincere. It's like, oh, I really care about what you're saying. I'm going to give you the pat, sympathetic look. You know, I don't know. That's just my observation. I could be wrong.
You know, his behavior became gradually more and more abusive.
I've heard you use the term love bombing. What do you mean by that?
Putting me on a pedestal, telling me that I was amazing, over-the-top displays of affection, just to knock me off the pedestal, to tell me that I was worthless, to criticize me, to berate me, to, you know, pick me apart. Some of the worst times that I experienced in that relationship were when I think he felt like he was losing control of me, and I was trying to get out.
And didn't he have requests of you? You had to kiss him a certain amount of times?
Yeah, I had to give him a certain amount of sort of physical affection a day. So at first it was touches. So I'd have to like touch him and be like, are you okay? Like, I love you.
Show concern.
Yeah, are you
express
okay?
love.
You know, little things like that. And then I began to get really on top of that. And then he would say that I didn't kiss him enough.
And you never knew what that bar was?
No, I think it was around 20 touches and kisses a day. And so I'd start to panic, and you know, you lose count and the days blur into each other, and I'm thinking, it's 8 o'clock and I've got like 3 hours to do this. Abusers use gaslighting, which is where like somebody minimizes your experience. You know, it's like altering your narrative and not listening to you and denying your experience. And eventually it did become physical. There were certain instances where he would push me and then he would say, you fell. And I would get really confused, and I would think maybe I did.
When did you know this is really serious and maybe I need to rethink this relationship?
Yes, well, we had, around Valentine's Day, we had a really disturbing trip to a spa in the desert. It just descended into one of the worst, you know, like long weekends that I'd had in the whole of my life. It resulted in him speeding down the motorway and saying that if I left him, or if I said that I didn't love him and if I was going to leave him, that he would smash the car into the side of a wall. And I thought, wow, like, he needs so much control over me that he would rather kill us both. And eventually he pulled over into a gas station, and I tried to unload my bags from the car. There were 3 men opposite the car, and I remember thinking, this is it. I was like, this is it, I'm done, like, I can't do this anymore. And he picked me up and he threw me against the car and started strangling me. And that's when I realized I need to get help to get out of this relationship.
What did the men at the gas station do?
They did nothing. They just watched us. And I felt so alone, you know, and that's why I wanted to come forward, because victims and survivors, like, shouldn't have to feel alone.
And it got so bad that you called it helpline, right?
Yes, and I remember after that weekend going back to where I was staying and looking at myself in the mirror. One side of me was like completely black. And I was so shocked, you know, like I was...
Okay, stop it.
Okay.
Let's stop. Okay, hold on a second. I'm going to ask you guys, because there's a point why I'm showing you this. And, you know, at first when I watched this, I got really emotional and I go, oh my gosh, she's crying. And, you know, I'm a victim of domestic violence myself. And I you know, some of the things that she said, you know, I related to as a woman. And so here she cries, and I thought, oh my God, this has to be real because she cries. But there's something that she says later on in this interview that caused me to start looking into things about Shia LaBeouf. Okay, so let's just keep going. Now I want to point out, like, think about it. Pull yourself back and ask yourself, is this an acting job? Because look, she's taking one of those, looking back at it again, she's taking one of those actor's beats. I'm an actor. I know. Okay. So she's, in a way, she's working herself up, not trying to not cry. All right. But she says, oh, I'm embarrassed. I cried, but it doesn't look that way. It, you know, it can be played both ways. Right. So let's go back. Go back. Hold on. Here we go.
It was.
It's okay. It's all right, Twigs.
Okay, actors can cry on cue, guys. I'm just letting you know. It could be real, could be not. I could be wrong.
No, no, no.
I really.
You do not need to apologize.
No, I didn't want to cry. I don't.
Twigs, look at you for just a second. You're talking about something that's very traumatic to you, and yet you feel that you're the one that has to apologize. That's sort of about why we need to be talking about this, don't you think?
So I'd gone back to where I was staying, and the whole one side of my body was black and blue. And I remember thinking, you know, I'm a dancer, and I really.
Did she recover too fast? Oh, exactly. And then she goes on.
That has to apologize. That's sort of about why we need to be talking about this, don't you think?
So I'd gone back to where
here
I was
I go.
staying, and
I'm gonna.
the whole one
Here I
side
go.
of my body was black and blue, and I remember thinking, you know, I'm a dancer, and I really love my body, and I take such good care of it. And I was looking at my body, and I just thought, where did it all go wrong?
Was that an edit?
Why did you decide, Twigs, to file a lawsuit against?
Did they edit it there?
The whole one side of my body was black and blue, and I remember thinking, you know, I'm a dancer, and I really love my body, and I take such good care of it. And I was looking at my body, and I just thought, where did it all go wrong?
Why did you decide, Twigs, to file a lawsuit against Shia LaBeouf?
I didn't want to originally.
Now,
I wanted to ensure that he got help.
She's got a lawsuit against him. See, it's a lawsuit. All right. And let's go back a little bit more.
At my body, and I just thought, where did it all go wrong?
Why did you decide, Twigs, to file a lawsuit against Shia LaBeouf?
I didn't want to originally. I wanted to ensure that he got help privately so that he couldn't hurt anyone else the way he hurt me. I wanted him to donate money to charity, to an organization, because when I called the helpline, it was a real
go back
of everything changing.
and I want him to donate to a charity. I want him to get help. I want him to get help, and I want him to donate. I want him to donate to a charity.
I didn't want to originally. I wanted to ensure that he got help privately so that he couldn't hurt anyone else the way he hurt me. I wanted him to donate money to charity, to an organization, because when I called the helpline, it was a real moment of everything changing for me. And they didn't know that I was like FKA Twigs. They didn't know who I was. I was just a girl on the end of the phone and
who needed help.
If
he had done the things that you had asked, you would not have filed the lawsuit.
No.
Okay. If he had done if he had done the things he asked, you wouldn't have filed the lawsuit. Like if you had donated to the charity, like I said you were supposed to. You need to get help you need to get private help for yourself so that you don't do this to any other women. And you need to donate to this charity. And then when he doesn't apparently donate to the charity, she's going to file for a lawsuit. What is that? Excuse me. Is that, wait a second. Could that be extortion? I'm just questioning. Could that be extortion? Is that kind of like blackmail or emotional blackmail or, whatever? Because I want to change the, I want to come over to here for a second. Okay. I called one of those hotlines one time. I called one of those hotlines because one time I was performing with my ex, at a club in Oregon. I think it was Eugene. And I mean, I could go on and on about it, but I don't want to waste my time on that whole on totally what happened. But it culminated with him picking me up, throwing me on the bed, and holding a knife at my neck and threatening to kill me. You know, and it wasn't the first time he had been violent. Like one time he choked me on the neck, he choked me a bit me on the nose, and at some point when I finally got back from this tour that we were doing up through Canada and everything, because he was a comedian too. I wasn't sure, because like when you're a victim of domestic violence, sometimes you just lose your way to see things clearly. You think, oh well, I don't have any bruises yet, or no, I don't have any, nothing's been damaged. I mean, yeah, he choked and bit me, and yeah, he held a knife at my neck, you know, but he didn't kill me. You know, you rationalize these things that I actually called one of those hotlines, like she did. And I talked to somebody. I said, I need to talk to somebody because I'm not sure what's going on here. And, you know, it was the advice that person said. They said, you have to leave this. You will have to leave him. It's not safe for you. We need to say that you need to get out of the same house. And, but I didn't require him to make a donation as a requirement for us to pretend that I wouldn't sue him for what he did. I you know, and so, you know, you would think that what I'm saying to you is that I'm a woman who's been in the same shoes as her. And I think that the charity is crap. That's my opinion. And I made a comment. I made a comment on this video and I said, wait a second. You know, and I even said that I did it much shorter than I'm saying right now. You know, I'm going into more detail about it, but I made a little paragraph describing what I just said. Is this extortion? I don't know. I'm going to see. Okay, she's a better actress than her. I didn't like. Okay, so Sage says she doesn't like the interview. Lady Liberty. See, let me see. Lady Liberty. Definitely never have trusted. I think he meant to say trusted. Yeah. Well, look, she's, you know, Oprah's best friend. I don't know. I mean, you know, okay, so I'll stop. So will she started, okay, so Jeanette F says, so will she start a charity with the lawsuit money? Right? I think it's supposed to go straight to the charity. What? A charity? Yeah. Jeanette, what a charity? Rudy Roo. Why does Gail King look like Whitney Houston these days? That's funny. Okay. Zappy Cat, hi. Thanks for being here. Hands on the face. Looks like early acting lessons. Yeah. Well, you know, I guess, you know, she was a singer and she had her acting debut in his movie. So, and apparently they struck up a relationship. All right, so there's something else I want to share with you. Okay, I think this is it. Let me see. I'm trying to find now this is interesting. I did it wrong. No, that's not the one I want. Okay. You know what? I'm going to just look for okay, let's go smaller here. There's one thing that I have to show you. See ya. Okay, see ya. Elastic Heart, that's it. All right. Okay, yeah. We're going to look at this one for a second. I got to show you this too, because All right, so here you see, I just showed you what, this is pretty recent. This whole thing about the girlfriend and this and that, this is all happening. And Gail King, oh, shoot. Okay. The video I'm going to show you now, all right, is a Sia video that was controversial because he's dancing with a child, a girl that's only 12 years old. And it got a little bit controversial, but of course, you know how the media is. They always try to make it look like, oh, it's no big deal. You know, it's like, it's perfectly okay. I think this is supposed to represent actually a young Sia in the dance sequence, but I'm gonna show you guys this because I know you're gonna notice things in this video that you're gonna go, what? Okay, so I could be wrong. Maybe you won't go, what? But I think you're gonna. First of all, they're in a cage, so we know children in cages, right? All right, people in cages. And they're both wearing clothing that makes them look like they're nude. I just want to make sure I don't get a copyright thing going on here. So, but it just goes on like here. It's just really, and then it's like they're friends again. It's like Stockholm as an actor, he really goes the distance in terms of his parts. Yeah, I'm going to show you an example of that too as well. Okay, so I'm going to stop that there. And all right, I'm wondering what some of you guys are saying here. Run it again. Oh, here we go. Touching the forehead. Okay, touching the forehead and then blowing, very witchcraft. All right, that's a good point. So Biggie 21, he has been in Steven Spielberg films. Yes, he has. Yes. And I'm gonna and apparently he said something wrong and got shamed for criticizing his experience of doing Indiana Jones. I'm going to show you that here in a second. All right. Sia claims she's not singing. Sia claims she is not singing. A spirit sings for her. That's why she doesn't show her face or look directly at the audience. Interesting. Birdcage is MK Ultra symbolism. Yes, it is. Yeah. It's, like even think about like the movie Birdcage with Robin Williams too. The girl's mother is very competitive. Sia said F her too. Okay, so another thing too, Sia is actually gave him shite. I'm gonna show you that here in a minute. But why the cannibalism? Armie Hammer too. I know. Yeah, something's going on with cannibalism. There is. I mean, it just seems like it's like a reoccurring theme happening right now. All right, so I'm going to do another share, and this is pretty. Now you're gonna see what other shows are saying about him. Like there's these top 20 things and top 10 things of shaming, putting him down, reprogramming him, whatever. The media plays a big part in Shia LaBeouf drama. All right, so I want to share the audio. Okay, top 10 celebrities who tried to warn us about Shia LaBeouf. Tried to warn us. The top 10 celebrities that tried to warn us about Shia LaBeouf. Here we go.
Shia, a pathological.
Wait, This girl.
Shia LaBeouf has been the center of controversy on a number of occasions. His behavior has landed him in trouble with the law more than once, and although he has been open about his struggle with drugs, there were other warning signs along the way. Today on Beyond the Screen, we are checking out top 10 celebrities who tried to warn us about Shia LaBeouf. All right, guys, I am filming from home right now because in Canada, Ontario, we are in a lockdown. A serious lockdown. The studio is locked down. So from here on out, you might see us filming from home. We appreciate you guys understanding.
Shia LaBeouf is such a big topic that she has to like film this top 10 celebrities who tried to warn us about him from her house during the pandemic. You just know that. This is important stuff, people. Let's go.
Standing and supporting us along the way. Starting us off at number 10 is Sia. The two of them have always had a positive relationship from what we've seen in the media. They have been friends for a while, and Shia has even been in some of her music videos. But recently, some truth has come to surface, which paints the relationship in a very different light. Sia recently revealed that she replaced Shia in her upcoming movie and called him a pathological liar. Turns out she originally cast him for the role, but then replaced him with Kate Hudson. So what happened between them that made her decide to do this? Sia tweeted an explanation and said, "I've been hurt emotionally by Shia, a pathological liar who conned me into an adulterous relationship claiming to be single." This was very shocking information because many fans didn't even know that there was something more than friendship between them. No further details were given out.
So is that even true? Like, okay, just go with me. All right. Let's say Hollywood is just, it's a shaming ritual because, he's that boy. And they just like they love bomb him, like he does these things, oh, he cheated on, I got into an adulterous affair with him and he was in a relationship. What, when he was like 20? Like, come on. I mean, when he made that video, he was like 22, I think. All right. So let's just keep going. Like, are they actually lying? I wonder about it. Like, is this what they're supposed to do? Like, this is high level entertainment business gang stalking. I'm just wondering. Okay, let's keep going.
She is revealing some pretty serious stuff about his character. Up next, number 9 is Tom Hardy. In 2012, reports were taken over the internet between the tension between cast members Tom Hardy and Shia LaBeouf. Tension.
I don't even know who the hell that is. I'm out of it.
Would be an understatement, though. A full-out brawl would be a better word to describe what happened. The two of them got into a physical altercation to a point where they both had to be restrained. When the news first broke, Hardy spoke about it during interviews and said that Shia attacked him and claimed that he was drinking moonshine at the time. He even said that Shia was a very scary dude, which means a lot coming from Bane. But Shia talked about it this year and told his side of the story, saying that it was not true at all. He claims they used to wrestle each other all the time, like for fun, and said that one time he barged into his room after a gym session and picked him up and then just started wrestling. Shia claimed that he was naked in his room with his girlfriend at the time and said that they wrestled naked, and that's so weird.
Okay, also, I'm just going to point out wrestling, if you read books about men's sexuality, there is a homoerotic aspect to it. Okay? All right, so let's keep going.
And Hardy accidentally flew down a flight of stairs once their play fight went into the hallway. I don't know about you, but I don't know whose side of the story sounds more realistic, in all honesty. I'm just very
I'm going with the naked wrestling. All right? I'm going to go, that sounds really realistic. Seriously, to me it does.
Back in 2011, Shia decided to slam one of the biggest movie directors in Hollywood and probably didn't expect Harrison to give him some heat for it. After working with Steven Spielberg on multiple movies, Shia decided...
Oh, shame on him. He decided to slam Steven Spielberg. Oh, you never do that.
To publicly criticize him and said he dropped the ball. He filmed Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull and was not happy with how the movie turned out. He spoke about it and said, I quote, I would never disrespect the man. But when you drop the ball, you drop the ball. But Ford was also involved in the movie, and even if he didn't think it lived up to its legacy, he still said he will always stand by his films. After Shia made his comments, Ford voiced his piece and said, I think he was an effing idiot. As an actor, I think it's my obligation to support the film without making a complete ass of myself.
Okay, so, he has all these celebrities, like, he can't be honest and say, I think Steven Spielberg dropped the ball on this film, and then of course, Harrison Ford is such a kiss ass that he wants to make sure that he stays in with Steven Spielberg, that he says, I think the kid's an idiot. I think the kid's an idiot. Yeah, why don't you just rub your little diamond ring some more, Mr. Harrison Ford. All right.
Shia. This should have been
and give Ally McBeal a sandwich. Okay, let's move on.
Some kind of warning because Shia slammed Steven again in 2016, saying he doesn't like the movies he filmed with him and said he is more of a company than a director.
Oh, did you hear that?
How do you possibly slam?
Spielberg is more.
I think it's my obligation.
Spielberg is more of a company than a director. Wow, shame on him. Shame on Shia.
To support the film without making a complete ass of myself. The idiot being Shia. This should have been some kind of warning because Shia slammed Steven again in 2016, saying he doesn't like the movies he filmed with him and said he is more of a company than a director. How do you possibly slam Steven Spielberg? Mind boggled.
Right. Sure, her mind is boggled over that. How do you possibly slam Steven Spielberg? Oh, wow. All right.
Number 7 is Mia Goth. It's hard to fully understand the relationship because they've always been on and off for years, but have remained married the entire time, but not actually. The web states they have been married from 2016 to...
Not actually. La la la. And they're married to 2016. La 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 la. With her little hat on.
Present. But then the Clark County of Nevada tweeted that they have no marriage license for them and claimed that they just had a commitment ceremony performed in Las Vegas.
No marriage license.
The relationship ended officially in 2018 after reports say she could not handle his outbursts anymore. One of them went too far back in 2015 when they had an explosive argument in Germany. They were publicly...
Everybody can handle his outbursts. He is so, erratic. He's so, in the Gil King interview, she ends with saying something like, I'll show you because we'll go back to Gil King in a second, because there's something she says at the end of this video that it's the same thing that they said on CBS. So they're mirroring comments. They're all saying these things about him. The media takes it upon themselves to tell you exactly what Shia LaBeouf is, so he can hear them say this about him all the time, everywhere he walks to, so he can be the walking shameful human being that probably can't even go into a bar and get a drink without somebody wanting to kick his ass. Another thing that would trigger you and make you go to jail. I mean, it's a real, slam attack. It's a tactic that the media does to kill certain actors, I think.
Fighting, and it was caught on tape.
Let me take that back. Maybe not kill. Okay, but you know what I mean. Slow kill. Okay. Oh, did I say that? All right.
Yelling at her, saying he doesn't want to hit her, and they eventually separated, and he got into a car of bystanders, literally went into a stranger's car. In the car, a video recording showed him saying that if he would have stayed there arguing with her, then he would have killed her. For obvious reasons, this was concerning to viewers, but reports say they might be back together, but now he's with someone else, so I'm very confused. But in March 2020, it looked like they had reconciled things. So, I don't know. Making his way into number 6 is Alec Baldwin.
Okay, so if they're back together and she doesn't know, but then this other lady is having a lawsuit, because I believe she mentions this too at the end, then I don't know. It's just weird. Oh, now Alec Baldwin gets into the action. Like, that man should judge anybody for like acting out or being like unruly. And yet here he is. Here we go.
Just another person on Shia's feud list. The two of them had it out with each other back in 2014 when working together on the Broadway show Orphans. The feud ended with Shia dropping out of the show over what he called creative differences after Alec went to production and said he would leave if Shia didn't. Alex spoke about their experience and said Shia would show up scattered every day and attacked him in front of the company one day. He said that Shia came off
what an ass he is,
and they had him
look at that face.
The star. Shia told his side of the story and admitted to putting his hand through a door at rehearsals, but apologized afterwards.
You know, he has no right to judge anybody for being nasty. No, come on. We heard his conversation to his daughter on the phone. That guy's he's the same as Shia LaBeouf.
Even tweeted out emails between him, the director, and Alec. They ended up both apologizing to each other, but Alex said that a lot of young actors like Shia have this sense of entitlement, and it seems like he was just trying to warn us about this.
Young actors have a sense of entitlement. What about the old ones?
Halfway through our list, number 5 is Kanye West. A lot of celebrities have been in the center of Kanye.
Wait. I screwed it up. I got too excited. Okay, go back. Come on.
Kanye's Twitter rants, and Shia was one of them. In July 2020, he went off on Twitter and claimed Shia was supposed to do the first Yeezy Gap shoot and that he never showed up.
Oh!
He also tweeted, "Shia is cap," which I don't fully understand the meaning of, but I know that it's meant to be an insult in some type of way. The two of them were actually friends for a while, and Kanye even saw Shia as a fashion icon. During an interview in 2008, he said he wished he dressed as fresh as him. Shia actually claims that Kanye took his clothes and that his clothing design comes from him. In 2018, he said he asked if he could have some of my clothes for a
he's all together. This man is all together. He never had any type of meltdown or anything, but he's going through a divorce. Yeah, he's in divorce court.
All my effing clothes. It is still unclear where their friendship went wrong and what the reason was for their falling out, but Kanye has tried to warn us a few times about celebrities, and this time Shia was one of them. Here now, number 4, we have Carolyn Foe. She dated Shia for 2 years before he ended things with her for his nymphomaniac co-star, Mia Goth, who I mentioned earlier. This would be a tough breakup for anyone, and paparazzi photos showed how difficult it was for Carolyn. They were having issues in the relationship, and fans knew about it because photos showed them having a very heated exchange, and Carolyn was in tears. Turns out their argument was about his new film at the time, Nymphomaniac, where the actors were going to engage in real sex scenes. A source had told the media, I quote, "Carolyn gets that Shia likes to go method and appreciates his artistic integrity. However, she thinks performing a real sex scene in a movie is going too far."
Okay, I want to stop that right there for a second. I thought this part was really, really interesting, and I looked up the movie Nymphomaniac, and I've looked at it before. You know, I was told a long time ago by somebody who is like a mentor to me that said, you know, the mainstream media is just one notch away from actually doing full-on sex scenes. And I've always wondered, well, are they just doing it anyways? And there's rumors that Halle Berry was really doing it with Billy Bob Thornton in Monsters Ball. And then that was, you know, really filmed. And then that was, it was supposed to be like kind of a ritual, like she was a gift to him. And then she got the Oscar. I mean, if that all could be conspiracy, right? But I've heard that as that maybe that might happen. And you know, I guess this movie, Wild Orchid with Carrie Oates and Mickey Rourke. And apparently there's rumors on that movie. It was, Wild Orchid. Yeah, wasn't it? Yeah, Wild Orchid. And they were rumored to have had sex scenes and stuff. But sometimes maybe they create those rumors just to make the movie go more. But see, he's a method actor, right? And I wonder about this. I wonder about the, you know, putting yourself in a role, like really living the role, like really going on the edge to capture the role. And then some people can't tell the difference between their role and, you know, what's really going on. And I know in my own experience, when I was trying to be messed with, you know, in that experience I had in Louisiana, where the script was in my name, and, you know, the script, you know, the character I was playing in my name was supposed to be a right-wing person, but they kind of came out like I was playing like basically, no, I was playing a liberal, right? Like wearing a pink pussy hat or whatever, and kind of this really pathetic person that, you know, couldn't get their life together and, you know, everything. And so it was like there was something in the psyche of the writing of it. They wrote the material in my own speech pattern. So it like it was written in my own dialect, words that I would say. And and after, you know, I was given a bong in the scene that I didn't know was going to happen. And I took those bong hits with some substance that I'm not sure exactly what it was. And I knew something was wrong. Something was up, because, you know, the bong had a gun pointed to my mouth that, you know, like it was like so red, white, and blue bong gun in my mouth, you know, being filmed. Like, obviously, like I caught on that I'm like, okay, this is not right. Something's not going on. Something's like going right here. Correct me if I'm wrong, but, you know, and when I realized that, and then one of the guys that took me back to my hotel room, because I went to go lie down for a while before I finished the rest of my scenes, he goes, oh, you know, sometimes some actors can't tell the difference between what their part is and what their life is. And, you know, because you're still having the same emotions and all this stuff. I'm like, we're going to freaking comedy, man. I'm not like thinking like, oh God, what emotions are you talking about? That I'm a pathetic loser and that I should put a gun in my mouth? Is that the overall message that you guys are trying to imprint in my brain here? Is that it? Like, you're a loser, blow your brains out. Is that it? You know what I mean? And of course I didn't say that, right? Because I'm come to terms with, you know, everything now. But the fact is, oh, some people can't they can't tell the difference between their parts. And like, we were filming this one scene, it was a rape scene, and they really got sensitive about it, like it really happened. And, you know, actors have to, you know, what is that? You know, but I'm bringing it up because what if that's how, you know, what if he's MK Ultra? Just say, what if he's programmed? What if he's getting trigger words? What if he's acting out because somebody triggered him? What if he's acting out because he's being stalked? What if people are there to make him act out, you know, because they know they can trigger him that way? See, look at you, Shia LaBeouf. You should never talk out against Steven Spielberg. You should never do that. You know, we got it. You know, maybe Shia LaBeouf is, he's breaking programming. He can't be controlled. He's, you know, he was a Disney kid. He's, you know, and maybe they're, you know, maybe, and I'm just saying, maybe I'm extremely conscious speaking. So don't hold me to everything that I'm saying. I don't say like, oh my God, she said this and blah, 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 and you're blank, 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 blank. But what if these witches in Hollywood and the Satanists in Hollywood, and, you know, he was a child actor, you know, what if they are just playing out a big, huge shaming ritual to, you know, what's the message to him? Oh, you're crazy. You can't get it together. We're going to sue you. We're going to take your money away from you. You know, I'm sorry. You didn't give to, I told you, you know, that you needed to like get yourself some help privately and donate to that charity, or I'm going to sue you. What happened? I heard this little ding. Okay, good. All right. Let's keep going.
what the director wanted and agreed to the film, knowing that he had to do these real sex scenes. Since their breakup, stories about his rage have come to surface about what went wrong in their relationship.
Like, we all need to know what happened in his relationship. Like, this should be news for everybody to know his personal business. And this lady sitting here with the hat on her head, I have to do it at my house because it's a pandemic, but I got to make sure I tell you about this. Because I've been hired and paid, I'm being paid to do it. And I tweeze my eyebrows, see? Okay.
Shia even joked that he sent out their sex tapes to casting, and that's how he got the movie in the first place. True or not, I can't confirm, but that is still pretty messed up. Like, that is not a funny joke by any means. In our third spot is Frederick Bond. Remember that time that Shia choked his director while he was filming on acid? Yeah, well, Frederick was the director that he choked. They were working on the 2013 movie Charlie Countryman, and Shia was struggling with his drug addiction during that time. He notoriously took LSD during the filming process, and he blames the drugs for his attack on the director.
Okay,
Shia tells the story.
Easy Rider was filmed on LSD. It is not, I'm saying it's wrong to choke the director, all right? But it's wrong. I mean, but like she's acting like, oh, he was doing LSD during his filming. Like, that's been done before, all right? Like, it's not like anything new.
Story like this, I quote, he wanted to.
And the CIA probably gave it to them.
Lunch while I was tripping on drugs. I was like, we can't break for lunch. I'm on effing drugs. Right after that acid trip, I was choking Frederick. My trainer had to pull me off of him. The altercation actually almost led Frederick to abandon the project early, but he didn't, and he deserves credit. So why did he do the entire movie on drugs? Shia said he felt that he had to do drugs because he personally felt a lack of control without being on the drugs. But clearly, even when he is on drugs, he cannot control himself. This incident should have been a warning to everyone about his violence and anger, and more importantly, his drug addiction. Taking over our number 2 spot is Jim Carrey. I don't think anyone would expect these.
Like, this guy's gonna come out and trash him. Well, Jim Carrey gets into the action. Let me smack him around a little bit.
To get into a celebrity feud. It just seems very random to me. It happened back in 2014 when Jim was presenting the award for Best Motion Picture at the Golden Globes. While he was presenting it, he decided to have a little bit of fun with the Transformer actor. He said a quote that came from actor Edmund Gwen and said, "Dying is easy, comedy is hard." I believe it was Shia LaBeouf who said that. So young, so wise.
Wait.
He made the joke in reference to Shia being in trouble at that time for a copyright law. Bloggers had realized his short film had copyright in it, so Jim was making a joke about that situation. But Shia did not like this joke, and he actually began a series of angry tweets towards Jim. In response to an article about Jim Carrey's jab,
my God.
Shia tweeted, "At least he'll get arrested for indecency on major LA highways. Or abandoned love."
Hey everybody,
trails.
I'm still with you. Let me do this, I got my allegiance.
Between him, the director, and Allen.
Let me see. Let me go here. Here we go. Conley, number 3, Oh no. Okay. There we go. Where is it? Where is it at? I guess I went too far. Okay. Let's go to here.
Drugs. Shia said he felt that he had to do drugs because he personally felt a lack of control without being on the drugs. But clearly, even when he is on drugs, he cannot control himself. This incident should have been a warning to everyone about his violence and anger, and more importantly, his drug addiction. Taking over our number 2 spot is Jim Carrey.
Oh yeah, here we go again. Let's go with Jim Carrey again.
These two to get into a celebrity feud. It just seems very random to me. It happened back in 2014 when Jim was presenting the award for Best Motion Picture at the Golden Globes. While he was presenting it, he decided to have a little bit of fun with the Transformer actor. He said a quote.
Oh, there he is. I'm so happy to be at the Golden Globe Awards. I'm Jim Carrey. This is my Jim Carrey face.
And said,
"Yeah, my girlfriend committed suicide." Dun, dun, dun.
"Dying is easy, comedy is hard." I believe it was Shia LaBeouf who said that. So young, so wise. He made the joke in reference to Shia being in trouble at that time for a copyright law. Bloggers had realized the short film had copyright in it, so Jim was making a joke about that situation. But Shia did not like this joke, and he actually began a series of angry tweets towards Jim. In response to an article about Jim Carrey's jab,
there
Shia tweeted,
it is!
For indecency
666.
on major LA
Hey everybody, I'm still with you. I went through my rehab. You shocked my brain. Yeah, I'm still in allegiance. I swear I am.
highways or abandoned love childs. He was referring to Jim's daughter Jane, but the two of them actually have a very close relationship. Shia later apologized for the jabs he took at Jim and also for not crediting the right people for his short film. Earning our number 1 place is FKA Twigs.
There we go.
In shock
Here we
after
go.
Shia's ex-girlfriend came forward with serious allegations against the actor. He is currently being sued by Twigs for sexual battery. In her lawsuit, she revealed a bunch of disturbing stories and allegations about the actor about different stories of abuse. She said she has been haunted by the memories of their time together, claiming that he had a gun by the side of their bed, and she feared even going to the bathroom in the middle of the night. Multiple disturbing claims have come out, some too disturbing to actually say here on YouTube for the sake of our channel. Shia has responded to this lawsuit and admitted he has hurt people in the past due to his drug addiction and said that there is no excuse for his behavior. However, with that, he did also deny some of the allegations, like the one where Twigs said that he had killed stray dogs as a part of method acting, like preparing for his next movie. The latest update at the time of this recording was that he is actively seeking a long-term inpatient treatment and that he admits he needs help. All right, guys, that's our top 10 list. To end this video, I'm going to read some comments from most toxic celebrities.
Okay, so I don't really want to. We're gonna stop that there for a second. All right, so I was wondering, new comments. All right, let's see what you guys are saying. Dan Haggerty was my uncle. Let me see. Dan Haggerty is my uncle by marriage. My mom ran with Dennis Hopper and rode the bike with Dan. Helped design my mom. Babysat with a huge bear from Dan's show. I was 3 years old. Oh, very cool. Wow. That's cool. The chick dug deep 4 clicks. She just need to save up 4 new hats. Oh, yeah, making fun of her. The Truman Show. Yes, Rudy Roo. All right, and then this Ladies for Liberty says, sure, he was trying to escape some of the horrible things done to him that he can't talk about in order to get famous. Okay. Anti-YouTube. Well, I was 5, so it was funny to me then. Okay, let me see. All right, so I want to show you his I want to go a little bit more into the background in his Wikipedia, and then I have another thing I want to show you, and I also want to